Actually, amazing is the right word. It is amazing how sometimes the most annoying cliches ring true. Your life can change in a moment. Heard that one before. I'm sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Ferris. Your 1-month-old baby has a very aggressive form of leukemia, and he's going to have to be hospitalized for about 1 year. We need to do a bone marrow transplant as soon as possible, in about 3 months, if we can find a donor. And if he survives the intense chemotherapy and the bone marrow transplant, the statistics for this kind of leukemia, we have about a 10 to 15% chance of a cure. Our lives changed in a moment. It is amazing, in fact, that Tyler lived for 2 years. Other doctors that we consulted in the States, I mean, quite frankly, this is attributable to Dr. Kumagai and to Tyler's amazing spirit. Other doctors in the States, doctors other places in the world, said, you know, this is a really tough case. You might just want to cut your losses. Don't have high expectations. Tyler had other plans, and so did Dr. Kumagai. We had an incredible fortune of knowing Tyler for 2 years, and everybody who met Tyler had the incredible fortune of probably having their lives changed just a little bit. Not only did he go through a series of treatments for 2 years, but he did it with an amazing smile. This child was happier than most of the healthy, normal children that I see running around. And of course, I'm a little bit biased in saying this, but in fact, it's not just Tyler. We were at Tyler's hospital, the National Children's Hospital out in Setagaya with Dr. Kumagai today, and with 3 of our celebrities who were visiting us, Stransky, Symcox, and Kapil Dev came out. And as we were walking through the children's oncology ward, what struck us was that all of these children, they have no hair, right? They've got the little masks on, they've got the tinticky, the IVs in, whatever. They're all smiling. They're all brave. They're all strong. And they're all incredibly inspiring to us, to everybody as adults. The resilience they have and the positivity they have, as a parent, it puts me to shame. It is amazing that every day for 2 years, just about, I went to the hospital. I got up in the morning, left, got about 8 o'clock, and went home around 8 o'clock until I went to sleep. And it's amazing that I was able to do this when I think back for 2 years. But the other thing that's amazing is that I'm not the only one who's doing this. There's still mothers all over Japan, and every town in Japan that has a children's cancer ward. Mothers are getting up and going to the hospital all day with their children, not seeing their husbands, not cooking dinner for their families, not seeing their other children, not because the doctors and nurses aren't doing a good job, but because how can you leave your child in the hospital all day and not be with them? Of course you have to be there. You don't have a choice. What is amazing is that this is going on, and there is no structure in place to support these families, to support the mothers, to support the fathers, to support the siblings who are wondering why their parents are so involved in something else. There are no play therapists to go into the hospitals and explain to the children in children's terms what kind of horrible treatments they're going to have to undergo next week. There is no child watching service on the weekend for the siblings who have to sit in the waiting room because they're not allowed to come into the actual ward for fear of infection. And it's amazing that this incredible country of Japan, which is fantastic in so many ways, has a doctor-patient ratio that is abysmal compared to the countries where most of us come from. And so, the potential we have to make a difference is also quite amazing. You know, this all started, this cricket stuff, it started about a year ago in our living room at Tyler's memorial service. Dr. Kumagai was there, a lot of our friends were there. And my husband, loving his cricket, said, you know what we should do? We should just have a little cricket match down in Yokohama, you know, plays there every Sunday anyway. Let's just have a little cricket match and we'll raise some money, we'll get some people to come, we'll have a little charity thing, we'll raise a few $100,000 yen. And he said, okay, that sounds like a good idea. Where will we give the money? And we turned to Dr. Kumagai and we said, well, we'll give it to the Children's Leukemia Fund of Japan. And he said, well, there is no Children's Leukemia Fund in Japan. Oh. Well, we'll just give it to the hospital, then that's it. We'll give $1 million yen to the hospital and they can buy some toys and paint the walls and put some computers in. And you just can't have an individual give money to a hospital. Oh, I see. Well, we can give it to something like Make-A-Wish or Dr. Kumagai said, well, yeah, that would be a good idea. He said, but wait a minute, what is it that you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? What is your goal? And we said, well, we want to help people who have been through what we've been through. We're going through what we've been through. And he said, of course. Then I think you have to start your own organization. Well, here we are, 1 year later. And it's amazing that we have registered as a Japanese NPO, officially from the Tokyo Tonsho. We have the stamp, we have the seal of approval, and that we have this event here tonight. People come up to Mark and myself all the time and they say, you know, you've been through so much, and we think what you're doing is so great, and we have so much respect for you. And we say thank you. But what we'd like to say is, we'd rather have Tyler here than have your respect. We'd rather have a healthy baby boy here. We don't have that option anymore. Tyler had other plans. Tyler made other choices. For anyone to lose a child is unacceptable. For any parent to lose a child. For us to lose Tyler after 2 years of so much fighting and coming so close, we were so close to a cure, was also unacceptable. But what would be more unacceptable would be if we just closed the book and said, we had a bad 2 years, let's just walk on and move ahead, forget about it. To ignore the lessons and the gifts that Tyler gave us, this 2-year-old baby, the ability to take risks, the ability to fight, to have a positive attitude in the face of anything, these are gifts that all of us can embrace, and to turn away on that and not make something positive out of this unacceptable situation would be unacceptable. And hence, one little 2-year-old boy has made this happen tonight. Because there is nothing like this in Japan, the potential for us to make a difference is immense. It will be step by step, but there's nothing. So we can only go up and shine on. I want to say it's amazing to see 360 people here tonight supporting us. And I want to thank every single one of you and our sponsors for being here. And trust me, we're going to do something fantastic. Thank you, and shine on.